Hello and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle, last show of September, whatever day today is, the 29th. And you know, it's getting cold out there. We are here talking about people purposely not shooting.
Yeah, you got. It ain't about me. I put it up there.
Oh man, before we get started, I saw something yesterday that really just got on my nerves. So I'm scrolling through the Twitter, and I seen a couple people that actually cover professional basketball calling the NBA the MNBA. And I'm just like, I saw one person do it, then I saw another person do it, and I'm just like, all right, we are not about to do this. I get the whole equality and all that stuff, but y'all gotta chill. Like, even when you say it out loud, the MNBA, it don't even sound right. Like,
so what are you gonna call women? Woo? Woo?
Like that.
W men? Like, first of all, NBA's been here for like over 50 years before WNBA was even established.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like a visitor coming to a homeowner's house trying to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're still a visitor, and I get it. We live in a world where you feel like everybody should get the same level of respect, but the NBA's always been the NBA, the National Basketball Association. They never even told you if it was male or woman.
Right.
So that being said, why do you have to identify as the MNBA? You women don't even need to have WNBA. You could have made your own league like WBA, Women's Basketball Association.
They could have. And just, it's all branding too, like WNBA. It sounds right when you just say it out loud. WNBA. Like MNBA, it don't even sound right. It sounds like a secondary degree, like you're going for like another degree.
You're talking, it sounds like you're talking about the NBA. That's what it sounds like. And the only thing that differentiates the NBA from the NBA is the first letter.
Right.
So why are you going to add the same letter that's already mixed people up and then you're going to add it to the NBA?
Yeah.
They probably didn't even think about that part.
No. So yeah, it was just weird. I was just seeing that and I'm just like, really, this is some stuff in this world. Some stuff in this world just get out of it. It's just getting more ridiculous.
And two, we live in a world where people are so scared to put their foot down based on the repercussions. Yeah. If you know you're right, what can they really do to you?
Yeah. So for all you out there that's using that nonsense, it's NBA and it's WNBA. And the WNBA got a playoff happening right now. And it's pretty good and entertaining.
I was watching some games.
Yeah. So, and Connecticut Sun, I think they like swept all the awards too. I believe so. So, I mean.
Chicago won last night though.
Yeah, I saw Candace Parker doing her thing. This is some things you just can't deal with. And Candace Parker, you can't deal with.
And she's needed that commercial. Actually, she needed that commercial years ago. The commercial they're talking about now. We're talking about all accolades and people assuming it's probably like LeBron or some other guy, not realizing that Candace was amazing in high school. Her whole life as a basketball player, she's been amazing.
Yeah, she's won at every level. At every single level. And that's, like her and Maya Moore, they're just like two players when you talk about women's basketball. And like this age of women's basketball, like they're up there as 1 and 2.
The back of the day, Shamika Holsclaw was like Jordan in Tennessee. That's a lot of people forget because she got a lot of wins too and a lot of rings.
Yeah, Tennessee, Candace Parker, Shamika, Tennessee, Connecticut, the two programs that's been running college basketball on the women's side for the past 20, 30 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
definitely.
Check out the WNBA playoffs if you haven't. Just don't be calling the NBA the MNBA.
People, just stop being stupid, man.
Yeah, that too.
Come on, get your brains off.
That too. You know who's really stupid? Well, we'll talk about that. This 49ers defense in a second. But the Eagles and the Cowboys. The Eagles, man, it seems like, remember when we talked about how that dude Lane Johnson, after they won the Super Bowl, was so worried about what was going on up in New England, and he just started talking about the Patriots and how it's not fun to win there. Ever since that, things been just going downhill for the Eagles as far as like production on the field, players getting injured, and everybody saw the first game against the Falcons, but it's like they're the Falcons, and then it was like, well, all right, let's see when they play real teams and stuff like that, and it's like this team looks like they have no direction.
Yeah, I caught this game in the third quarter, And I wasn't surprised by the score. I picked the Eagles to win, obviously, because I like Hurts. But I wasn't surprised because he plays for the Eagles still. And for some odd reason, young quarterbacks, they're throwing these guys into the fire and expect them to actually come out unburnt with no scars whatsoever. How is he your leading rusher? This man's a first-year starter, right?
Yeah, first-year
starter. First-year full starter. He's throwing 39 passes. The guy 9 carries, and he's your leading rusher. You need to refrain. I mean, you need to relieve some pressure from these young quarterbacks. Just to allow them just to get acclimated, to get comfortable in the game. You got this man throwing the ball almost 40 times.
They need to relieve some pressure from their defense, too, by running the ball, too. I mean, you look at Dallas. Dallas ran the ball 41 times. And Dak only threw it 26 times. He was very efficient with his throwing. But, yeah, you see, like, the game wasn't too far. Dallas didn't break away from them until probably like the second half, and that was because of turnovers and stuff. But it was still fairly a close game. But for you in the first half to have no offensive touchdowns, it was like their offense. And got to give credit to Dallas's defense too. They've been playing pretty good these first 3 games.
I was going to say Harris and Singleton combined for 24 tackles. Yeah. So they was out there just tackling everybody. But yeah, the reason why I was talking about Hurts doing too much because kind of like Lamar Jackson. You need to relieve pressure from that man's body. So you need to get some guys that are acclimating the run. For one, they was getting 6.4 yards a carry. Why wouldn't you continue that trend? You only ran the ball 12 times. That is stupid.
You know what happens when you start to fall behind? You're like, all right, we got to pass our way back into this game.
My apologies. 5.3 yards a carry. You run it twice, you get a first down.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they was just they just got out of their game plan. They just wanted to pass, and I think with Hurts, I said this before. Right now, like there's kind of like a cap. He has a ceiling, and it's not that high right now. And what they have around him, especially offensively, because you just never know with these guys offensively, because all the time someone's getting hurt or someone's not in the lineup, it's just a lot of uncertainty with their offense.
But I was going to also say, too, when you look at Dak's numbers, 20 for 26. He threw the ball less than 30 times. There's no reason why Hurts should be throwing the ball almost 40 times.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, they have a legit system because they know Dak also has a ceiling to a certain extent. And Zeke's coming around.
Yeah.
So you might want to take a page out of the Cowboys playbook because they're trying to develop a big three, but you need to give guys the ball.
But the thing with Dallas is they use both their running backs. 28 carries between the two of them. That's pretty good for both of them. One had 60, the other had 95. They played a really balanced game offensively, and then they have their defense is showing like they're the type of defense if they get up a couple touchdowns on you, then they could tee off, get pressure on the quarterback, and that caused the pick six that pretty much put that game away. So
yeah, man. It's all about balance if you want to win the NFL. If you haven't realized it yet.
Yeah. So and the Eagles are back to the drawing board, but their schedule doesn't get any easier. And this NFC East I don't even know what to make of the NFC East. It's going to be a roller coaster ride once again. All right, to our New England Patriots, who does this team offensively look any different from last year's team the first couple games?
They look worse.
Yeah, they
can't even get in the end zone.
At all.
And who in the hell decided to have Jones throw the ball 51 times? His third game of the season?
Yeah.
What?
Josh McDaniels, I said it before. Mac Jones' success in the NFL is going to be it's going to be a big result of Josh McDaniels, and it's not if McDaniels is still around. He's not going to last long because McDaniels and his play calling is really, really, really bad. Getting in. The Patriots haven't been the same in the red zone since Gronk left.
Yeah.
It's just been a struggle. The offensive line is a struggle. And, and Jones was the leading rusher too. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's my thing. And they rushed 17 times for 49 yards. You still have to you have to be more adamant with the rush, regardless if you're not getting as many yards as you prefer. You have a rookie quarterback who just needs some pressure relief. You know how overwhelmed you got to be when you're throwing 51 passes in your third career NFL game? Mm-hmm. I never played an NFL game. I can only imagine how overwhelmed you would be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you're trying to do well, you're a high draft pick, they expected so much out of you. You're trying to be the successor, you know what I mean, type deal of Brady. Granted, Newton was here for a year, but everybody's looking at him to be the next Brady.
Yeah.
You got to ease this boy in.
And, you know, I know, and people are making it seem, people are really downplaying how poorly he's actually been playing. They're just, you know, they're using that he's only a rookie thing with the quarterback. And I'm just like, we can't use that for these rookies nowadays. Because I literally saw Justin Herbert last year. They threw him in there when he wasn't supposed to start, and he went out there and he produced at a high level. And with this team, the offensive weapons are a whole lot better than what they were to start the season last year. They got receivers that can separate. They got tight ends. They have a plethora of running backs, and yeah,
they can't even get into the red zone. New Orleans 3 for 4, New England 0 for 1.
Yeah, they just don't look. They don't look like a really good football team right now, and me personally, I don't think it's going to get any better because I just don't see how it could get better because there's like no doubt. There's nothing about this team so far that says.
Remember I said about knocking on doors?
Yeah.
And convincing to let you in? They took separate cars to the date.
Yeah.
They don't even make it to the door. Like, this is bad. Like, it's like they're digressing.
Yeah.
Granted, it's only week 3, and we're going to be hard on our past just because, like, we had 20 years of excellence.
Yeah.
Granted, we didn't make it to Super Bowl every year, but we were good every year.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, man, you're going to have to deal with this.
Yeah, and and people who claim that I am hating on Mac Jones, no. I am just holding him to this high standard that everybody was holding the quarterback last year who came in late in the season, who didn't have no offseason like Mac Jones did, who didn't have no training camp like Mac Jones did, and who pretty much was just like, all right, but we're looking at all these other guys we have here. You're the best one, so we're going.
One thing I will do, this might be the first and only time you hear me shout out an opponent when they're playing our Pats. Man, shout out to Winston, man.
Hey.
He played all right. He didn't have to do too much.
Not at all.
So, like, 13 for 21, 128, 2 TDs, no intos.
Just look at the Saints' game plan.
And Kamara.
38 rushing attempts, 21 passing attempts. They know like their offensive strengths and weaknesses, and they know we can't, like, you know, early on in the season we can't have Jameis throwing the ball a whole lot. I don't think he's thrown the ball past 25 times yet.
Yo, I'll be honest, it's common sense. There's only like 4 guys in the league that could throw the ball that much.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you have to. They call these running backs workhorses, and now people are using their fullbacks now. I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, so you have guys that can get you yardage. You just have to trust it and trust the process. And granted, some possessions you got to grind it out. Others, you might have that, you know what I mean, that shot to the end zone. But you have to grind it out with some of these teams.
Yeah, especially now. James White got hurt in this game, so the other running backs are definitely going to have to step up. But they have to make more concerted effort to use their running backs because right now you just throwing everything at Mac Jones to be that quarterback to lead the team, and right now it's just not working.
And some players do well watching their first couple games so they can see. Yeah. Some people just do better, just seeing what's going wrong, and so how can I help when I get in there?
Yeah.
How can I change things?
Yeah, my biggest issue with this team is they don't get, when they're in the red zone, they don't score. I mean, they've 3 games, only 3 touchdowns. and look who's coming in this weekend. Speaking of that team, the Bucs and the Rams, this game was highly anticipated. You know what this game reminded me? It was just one team that is trying to get to where the other team was last year, and you could just tell like they were a little more amped for this game than the other team because not even just from the play, it's from after plays. You just see them hyped, running around, excited, and it was actually the third quarter. That third quarter when the Rams made that run, they made that run, and you know that kind of blew the game away.
I was gonna say too, I didn't catch much of this game. You know, I picked the Rams, but one thing I noticed, the penalties, bro. Oh. Yeah. LA played like almost a perfect game. Only had 1 penalty compared to Tampa Bay's 7 penalties. For one, only 8 penalties the whole game. That's a quality football game right there.
Yeah.
But like Rams was ready. The Rams were ready.
Yeah, they were definitely. And the Bucs penalties, they all came at like weird, inopportune times. They just messed up the drives. But for the Rams, like it was a 21-14 game, and then they just the Bucs defense couldn't get key stops in that third quarter when they needed to. That pretty much got it blew the game wide open. But watching this, I was just like, yeah, the Rams are just, because those guys were hitting. They were out there hitting. They were ready to play because they were treating it like it was a playoff game.
Yeah, man, they were more efficient in third downs. 10 for 15 compared to Tampa Bay 6 for 13. So continuing drive just helps you put points on the board. And running wise, Tampa Bay, I know Brady's the GOAT. He's great. But he gets older by the day. That's just life.
By the second.
You can't run the ball just 13 times, though. You got to help this man out in the regular season. Playoff time, you'll get away with it. Yeah. Just because, that's when prime time Brady hits. But regular season, he has to make it through the regular season. So stop letting that man get sacked.
Yeah.
And please run the ball.
And the thing with the Bucs right now is they're dropping like flies. Their players are just dropping like flies. I know they got another defensive back that just got hurt in that game. I think they had I don't know, Gronk got hurt, but they said he's fine. He messed up ribs. Jason Pierre-Paul, he was hurt. So they got guys just dropping. I think they just signed Richard Sherman.
Yeah, they did. That was, it's crazy to be how you can have a story like that, and for them to say he was going to look at a crazy amount of time, granted, I'm glad nothing happened out of it, but for him to just get signed like that, boop, well, it's crazy. Yeah. I feel like they pick and choose who they want to, help out and who they want to leave by the wayside.
Yeah, definitely. And then also, one thing also about this game is people are just on this Matt Stafford train ride right now, It's oh my gosh, Matt Stafford playing MVP level and blah, blah. He never got this chance with Detroit.
I mean,
my thing is, but he had Megatron for 8 years, 7. He played with Megatron for 7 years. I mean,
yeah. But the problem with that is they focus too much on Megatron. It's not like they had Cooper Kupp and what's his name, Jackson doing well. Cooper Kupp had 2 touchdowns, by the way. You know what I mean, balling. Yeah. But Megatron was like their Moss, and they try to force it to him all the time. That's why the man retired. He wasn't trying to be Barry number 2, getting beat up for no reason.
This whole Matt Stafford train is just mind-boggling because it's just somebody said it best. He's the most unscrutinized #1 overall pick in history, even with all his his bad play and stuff. He's really never been scrutinized or held to the standard. #1 overall pick should be held to the standard.
Because you want to know why? Nobody remembers he went #1. I didn't. People in Detroit probably did it. Especially when you're playing with Detroit. It don't even matter you go #1. You're playing with Detroit. So now that he's playing with the Rams, it's showing why he probably went #1. Because he's out here producing.
All right, let's review the Pats. I'm just going to jump off that subject. My train of thought just went somewhere else. All right, there's a big game happening at Gillette Stadium Sunday night. If you haven't heard, a couple Patriots are coming back. A couple former Patriots coming back. And this game, Pats hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This should be a doozy. It's already the media frenzy for this one is going to be crazy. There's a book out that's detailing the Pats' turmoil within the Pats that happened the last several years. There's a part in the book that talked about Eric Mangini and Bill Belichick almost coming to a fight. Getting into a fight.
And he the rat?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't get a chance to punch him?
I read a little bit. I read that quote, and it was actually. Let me show you.
We don't hang around no rats, so I wish Belichick would have got his hands on him.
I think I have that quote in here. There you go. You can read that quote. But this game is gonna be one of the most watched games ever. But things don't look good for the Pats the way they've been playing, and they're going up again.
I don't care who you are, man. Don't bump me thinking that's cool. That's gonna start a problem. Man. Hold on, she started it? This old female dog. Oh man.
Yeah, that book's gonna come out soon. I think it's on ESPN.
The Mangini family got some issues, bro.
Yeah.
Husband and wife, y'all cooked.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But this game here, it's either gonna be a competitive game or the Bucs might be petty and hang 50 on these guys just because of 50. Everything.
50. You think that's all you're gonna hang up? 50, just 50.
I'm being modest.
I mean, if they're able to put up as much as they want to put up, they're going to do that. But I have a feeling the Pats might come to play a little bit.
Yeah, because the magnitude of this game.
Yeah, you don't want to get 50 piece ever in life in football. That's like getting beat by what, like 60 in basketball?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Some scores you just never see in your lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just, I know it's going to be weird for a lot of Pats fans to just see Brady on the opposing team. It's just going to be... That whole night is just, to me, I think that whole night is just going to seem weird for a lot of people.
You want to know why? Because people are still in denial. You know me, once Brady got traded, I said, he opt automatically. I don't care. I ain't saying good this, good that. Nah, you automatically on the other side now. That's just how it goes. Like, if I had a brother when we got traded another team, nah, bro, we ain't teammates no more. That's just how it goes. Like, you can't be like, he's still my quarterback and he doesn't play for us. That's like saying she's still my wife and she's married to somebody else. Like, hello, bro. She divorced you and moved on. Like come on. Just let it go.
It's hard to let it go, especially when you see they just went on and won another championship and you're just like, that could have been us.
That's what happens when you marry with somebody 20 years, divorced, they go marry right away.
You're just looking at it, you're just like, that really could have been us. We could have been here celebrating together, but drinking avocado tequila.
But it's like we already had 6. You know what I mean? We had 6 together. So it's like I get it. It's sickening watching, her score another guy. You know what I mean? But y'all got 6 rings together. Like it's all right. 6 championships.
Could have had 7. I'm going off this subject because I don't know where this dude is going with these analogies.
That was a good one, though. What you talking about? That was a quality analogy. Because that's how people feel about Brady. Like, they was, one with him. Like, they rolled over and saw him every morning. Like, no, you did it. Like, no, you did not. He's the parent that got remarried and came back with a new Ferrari and stuff and a whole new family. Yep. Everybody's happy. Yep. Oh, man. What? I'm going to go to Craig. Let's go to Craig on his thoughts about Brady coming back here. And then we'll return with some more stuff. But, oh, man, yeah, it's sad to watch that ex just prosper while you're here suffering. It's sad. Here you go, Craig.
What up, everybody, and welcome to No Huddle here on After the Whistle. It's your boy Craig, and I'm here to give you the breakdown on Patriots versus Tampa Bay. Let me first start by saying what a terrible game the Patriots played this past week. It did not look good for us going up against the Saints, a team that I feel like we should have been able to beat. They don't have a notable top receiver. Alvin Kamara, Jameis Winston is the pick 6 king. So there was no reason why we shouldn't have won that game. I was very disappointed in the offensive line against the run stop. The defense as a whole, I'm not one of those people that's going to put everything on Mac Jones. If you notice, one of his interceptions came when the O-line let him come in and get hit. The other one came on a pass to Jonnu Smith that he tipped up in the air. A lot of just bad situational moments for the Patriots. Hopefully they could turn it around, but probably the toughest matchup of the season for them going up against Tampa Bay. If anybody's going to know the holes in the Patriots game, it's going to be Tom Brady. If there's ever a wide receiver core that could give the Patriots defense some trouble, it's Tampa Bay. And even with a mediocre run game, we're not very good at stopping it. So we might make their run game actually look good. So I'm a little worried about this game. My expectation is that, we're going to lose any big game we play in. Can Mac Jones step up to the plate? He does have the receivers to do so. He has all the weapons that make for a solid team. Can the defense turn it around? Can we take this loss and learn from it? But every single aspect outside of the run game is exponentially better for Tampa Bay than it was for the Saints. So the outlook doesn't look good, but you always got to keep the faith when Bill Belichick's the coach. And Mac Jones is looking like, to be honest, I think he's the best rookie quarterback this year thus far. The first loss of the season, due to no fault of his own, running backs giving up 2 fumbles. So, that played a big factor. But, he's really got to tighten it up. Receivers need to run their routes and get open. I don't believe that the run game is going to be a part of this game. Tampa Bay is good at shutting down the run. But the one shining light is defensively, Tampa Bay is pretty thin right now. They've lost a lot of key players on defense. They're not looking as dangerous on defense as they once were. But when you have a defensive coordinator like Todd Bowles, arguably the best in the league, that's a pretty dangerous combination. So can he get those guys up to speed to face the Patriots? Can Bill Belichick get the Patriots ready to face Tampa Bay? Will Mac Jones crumble under the pressure of facing, his predecessor? These are all big questions that we're going to have answered real soon. But I'm always going to root for my Patriots. I'm always going to root for Tom Brady. But it's Patriots first, Tom Brady second. So go Patriots, get it done, and maybe we pull off some magic. I mean, the Chargers beat Kansas City. And if you're not a Chargers fan and you thought Kansas City was going to lose that game, I call you a liar. So let's see how it all plays out. I'm really excited to see what it holds. Well, with that being said, that's all I have for you this week. Mac Jones versus Tom Brady, Belichick versus Bruce Arians. We'll see how it plays out. Until next week, back to After the Whistle, and I'll see you next week on No Huddle.
We are back. I can't get my thoughts together. For all you fellas and females out there that have ever had a long relationship that ended and you see them prospering and you're just there. Shout out to y'all. Be strong, because it happens.
It does.
It happens. Happens to the best of us. Man, I think we have a new GOAT in kickers.
Oh,
in the
do
NFL.
we?
Justin Tucker, my man, hit a 66-yard game-winning field goal with the doink too. It had the doink. It was one of those, man, this is extremely dramatic right now.
I'm glad that kick happened, because that game was miserable.
Oh, my gosh.
That game was awful. We're like, how is Detroit even making this a game? And I was with Justin watching the game, and when we seen the kick, I was like, for one, we seen history live. We knew, we had a feeling he was going to make it. We just had a feeling.
Yeah.
But then when it bounced, we thought it bounced in the front.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold up, then it flipped over. And I'm like, this is amazing. And then we was talking about, you can't even, I said, they might not even punt anymore.
I know, right?
You gotta be on year 30 to punt.
Right?
You're on year 40, 45, they kicking it.
The craziest thing about this game was not even being talked about. The 4th and 19 that they converted.
Yes.
Right before that, 4th and 19. You know how abysmal you have to be to give up a 4th and 19?
And that's the team to do it. Detroit.
Yeah. I know some folks from Detroit who grew up, who just knew this was gonna happen. Because I'm just watching what they're writing. They're like, someone said the Lions are going to find a way to lose this game. Just wait and see. And then it happened, and it's just like, this is such a Detroit Lions way to lose a game. I'm just like, yeah, some franchises are just cursed.
Yeah, man. So if you think you're going to play for the Ravens and you a kicker,
I know, right?
You better have you a 70-yard boot on you, or else they might not even look at you.
Yo, remember Lane Kiffin had Sebastian Janikowski out there attempt a 70-yarder?
And Janikowski was a beast.
Yeah.
He Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, he should be.
Better.
Yeah. But yeah, this game, the Ravens definitely needed this. Once again, Lamar Jackson, people need to start giving him his props because he's pretty much, this team is not winning any games if there's another quarterback under center, because without him, these guys would just be meh. And also, these receivers got to help him out. Marquise Brown dropping big catches that could have been touchdowns. You know, you got to help your quarterback out,
and
man.
they got to do better play calling third down. Because for one, that was an awful game. For you to go for you as a whole, both teams to go 4 for 20 on third downs is like.
It was just one of those games that you just want to dump the film. Both teams, even though you won, you just want to dump the film because it was like there's not a lot of positives you could get coming out of this game because it was just some ugly football.
I will say though, when I was saying, like I was talking to Justin, saying the two best teams, I thought the game of the day was the Bucs versus the Rams, but I would definitely say the Ravens are the most battle-tested team so far.
Oh yeah, these guys don't quit.
Bro, they beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
What they 3-1?
2-1.
2-1?
2-1.
And every game was a close one.
Yep.
You know
I mean, you start off the season in an overtime game that you had a chance to win, and then you win a game by 1 point. It's going on the last play of the game, and you know it doesn't get easier for them. So their upcoming schedule, they're at Denver, undefeated. Then I mean they're going to the Colts. That's a trap game because the way they've been playing. That Colts game could probably be a trap game. Then they got the Chargers, the Bengals, who look pretty good. The Vikings, although they 1-2, they actually look pretty good themselves. And then, you know, you got the Dolphins and the Bears. So you got some winnable games here and a couple tough games. So the Ravens, definitely, if we see them make a deep run, we could point to some of the games early on in the season because those are what makes teams or championship teams. Like you build that.
I mean, they could have went 0-3.
Yeah.
And they could be 2-1.
Yeah.
So they made the 2-1. So.
You know, we've been talking about the Bears and their head coach and how he's supposed to be coaching for his job. And then you throw your rookie quarterback out on the field Sunday and everybody's saying the same thing. What kind of game plan was that out there? The man got sacked 9 times.
Oh, I know.
9. Every time he dropped back, there was someone in his face. And it was just, and you know, they were saying that. It's like, we think the head coach is trying to sabotage the quarterback.
Well, remember when he was telling me about he was starting this week, and I was like, nah, Browns. I just knew something. For one, this is his first game start. I knew he wasn't going to do well. I didn't think he was going to get whooped this bad, like just getting thrown around the grass like that. Yeah. But, oh, man, for him to only have 1 yard passing.
1 net yard passing.
1 yard. Granted, he had 68, but he got sacked so many times, he ended up with a penny. Like
he had one more than me and Todd.
For real. Like, that's bad. Myles Garrett out there balling, 4.5 sacks. Honestly, man, the Browns need to get rid of that coach, man. I could be speaking pretty. Yeah, my bad. What I say, the Browns?
The Browns?
My bad. The Bears. Yeah, you know, I be rooting for the Browns. I like y'all. But yeah, the Bears, man. Like I don't. Yeah, that's just unacceptable as a professional football team. Like for your quarterback to get sacked 9 times as a rookie.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think his confidence is going to be like next week?
Right.
He might have no confidence whatsoever, or he might just be scared to get hit every possession.
Now he's talking about. He don't know who's going to be starting the next game.
It's not his fault he got sacked 9 times. Right. You got like 6 guys in front of you that are 200, 300-something pounds. Well, 250 up.
And also, they had ample time, even if they came into the season knowing he probably won't be starting, they had all training camp, off-season workouts to devise a game plan just in case he would have to start. They had all that time to make a game plan just for him because they know this is the guy they traded a lot of picks for. They moved up in the draft to get him. You might want to make this thing work if you want to still have a head coaching job because this is one of those things. You might not get another head coaching job again just based off what you've been doing here with the two quarterbacks, with the young quarterbacks that you have. Everybody's looking at Mitchell Trubisky now. He's just like, all right, it's kind of not your fault. We think your head coach might have not properly prepared you.
Also, too, you're trying to put a good product out there. Yeah. Nobody wants to watch football when Cleveland has 26 first down and Chicago has 6. That is a miserable game just to watch.
Yeah.
So they got to understand it's also a business too. You got to entertain these fans as well. So you got to figure out to do both.
And you know what's the worst part? Their defense for 3 quarters was actually keeping them in the game. Their defense just kept them in the game. And then in the fourth quarter, they just got tired because they were just on the field too long. So when you have a defense that can hold a team, they held them to 13 points. It was a 1 touchdown game throughout the game, and then offense couldn't generate no type of points or anything. And this is what happens when that happens. When you have a really good defense, when they're just out there on the field too long, it don't matter how good you are, you get tired.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be bad, but I knew it was gonna be this bad.
Man, it was probably one of the worst performances collectively as a team that a lot of football watchers have seen in a long time. And it's bad when everybody is just piling on the coach. Even folks that used to defend the coach, they're just piling on the coach and the game plan.
Because that's just unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's just unacceptable.
Very, very unacceptable. All right, lastly, another upset. Well, I guess so. The Chargers and the Chiefs. Remember I said the Chargers are a team to watch because those guys, they got skill all over the place in this game. But the Chiefs, 4 turnovers. You're not winning any football games turning the ball over that many times. And it seems like in the 2 games, in these back-to-back games the Chiefs lost, it's like they've shot themselves in the foot with the undisciplined football.
I'll be honest, man. Yeah. But some of the stuff Mahomes plays, he plays like a weirdo at the beginning of the season. It seems like he's not even into it some games. Like, he's just it seems like there's no attention to detail. There's no moving with, what's the word I'm looking for?
Moving with purpose?
Yeah, moving with purpose or moving with some intensity. Just moving with some, I can't even think of the word right now, but it just seems like he's not really playing. It just seems like he's just like out there.
Oh,
sense of urgency. Moving with sense of urgency.
You know what they say when you're really talented, sometimes you get bored out there and you just want to try things and stuff like that.
Like that deep pass you threw right to the Chargers.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what are you doing? There's 3 guys out there, or 4 guys out there. Only one was a chief. Yeah,
the turnovers came at inopportune times, and credit to the Chargers because they converted those turnovers and put touchdowns on the board. Justin Herbert's a guy we've all been saying, oh, this dude. Last year we was just like, okay, and now this year we're just like, oh. This dude, he's that guy for the team. And, this is big for the Chargers, too, after they blew last week's game because, these guys in late games, they always find a way. The past, 4 or 5 years, they always find ways to lose games. But in this one, they found a way to win the game. The Chiefs' defense, it's god-awful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, too.
It is
and, too, they got to release some pressure off Mahomes as well. Remember, they don't want to put too much mileage on him during the regular season.
Yeah, and just throwing that Super Bowl tape.
Yeah, and you ran the ball 30 times, which is great, but run the ball 40, 45. You had 186 yards. You're getting 6 yards per carry. Why wouldn't you just continue that trend? I get it. Mahomes is your big play guy, but if he's not playing at his best, it's what you have running backs for.
Yeah, and sometimes his turnovers were just like, the turnovers were like, what are we doing here? We don't even need those type of turnovers right now.
And the way I look at this is like, you don't need to fly an airplane everywhere.
Right.
But you can drive most places.
Yeah.
So get it on the ground. You don't always got to throw it in the
Yeah.
air.
Yeah. But the Chiefs, I have no reason to believe they can't turn around because they can. Because, they've got the Eagles coming up. They're at Philly. Then they got a big one against the Bills. That should be a good one. Then they're at Washington, at Tennessee, then versus the Giants. So they have some winnable games, and they got some tough games too. And their division, the Raiders and the Broncos, are both undefeated. The Raiders, Derek Carr looking like an MVP candidate so far early on this season. So these guys, they need to they need to get it together because there's more games this year, and you just don't. get these wins and don't be screwing around.
Yeah, they're in a tough division. That's all it is. They was with the Cowboys and them bums, and they'd be fine.
Yeah.
But they're in a quality division, so quality teams come out of this division.
Yeah, and in this division, we've seen the other three quarterbacks:
Chiefs.
Broncos, Chargers.
Yep.
And we've seen the
Raiders.
other quarterbacks too. They're actually playing at a high playoff type level. Well, I wouldn't say playoff type level. They're playing at a high level right now, and they're not turning the ball over. So get together, Kansas City. But it's early. It's only 3 games in, so we're like quarter after this. After this week, we're like a quarter away into the season. So we'll see. All right, let's go to Athletes Corner. We had St. Mary's High Junior David Brown Jr. on. Spartans are 3-0 on the season. They beat Bishop Feheen this past Friday, 28-14. I think he scored 3 touchdowns in this one. So I'll check this out, and then we're gonna come back and give some high school sports update and some other updates, and before we get up out of here. Hello and welcome to another edition of Athletes Corner, and today we got St. Mary's High Junior David Brown Jr. with us. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm all right, man. What's going on, man? How you doing? Half a day today, man?
Yeah.
You guys got out quick. Oh, man. Talk to me. 3-0 start to the season. You guys, offensively, you guys are off to a hard start. Just talk to me about the start that you guys have so far, because you guys are scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, so going into the first game, we knew our offense was going to be really strong because we played a couple scrimmages. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think we'd score that many points that early, and us not really playing the full game really surprised me. Yeah,
because you start off the season with 46 points or something like that. Then the next game you got 60. It was 62, right?
Yeah.
It's 62 points, and then third game 28. But those first 2 games, it seemed like you guys were just already in sync. Sometimes when the season starts, it takes a little bit of time for offensively to get their groove, but it seems like you guys were already in the groove.
Yeah, so we mostly we've all been playing since freshman year together, so it's our first time fully, everyone's a junior or senior together, so we've all been playing for a while. Yeah,
do you think you guys were kind of flying under the radar by a lot of people, because it seemed like the last couple games you guys were picked to lose the games, and then it seemed like you guys have been proving folks that you guys are one of the better teams in the state?
Yeah, going into the second week, I think in a couple of newspapers we were picked to lose, and that just gave us a lot of motivation. We printed out a couple of pieces of paper just to remind us to play hard the whole game.
Yeah. Can you talk to me about, you guys played in the spring, had that weird season in the spring. What were some of the things that you guys learned from that fall 2 season that kind of carried over into training camp and into this season?
Probably just we saw the seniors, it kind of made me feel sad a little bit. So I always played hard for them because they didn't get a chance for playoffs. So going into this year, we always knew it could be taken away that fast. So I think every game we just play hard. So
it's a little more. You guys play it. With all the COVID stuff still happening too. There's some teams that this season there's been games canceled by some schools because of COVID. Is that something you guys are cautious of, and just making you guys play harder because there might be some. You never know if a team you guys are facing might have to cancel because somebody or someone on their team or staff has contact tracing or something like that.
At the start of the season, I was a little bit worried about that because I remember last year it happened to us a couple of times, but then it kind of just went away as we got into the year.
Yeah, definitely. Talk about your start to the season. You were at 9 or 10 touchdowns so far. You had that. First, talk about the 5-touchdown game and what got you going. What did you see out there that just had you playing so well that game?
I think it was just after we got it on defense, we got a quick 3-and-out. They punted, then we got an offense. I scored 1 time, and we kicked off, and then got another 3-and-out, and I scored again. And then going into halftime, I was just fired up. Mm-hmm.
Was that your team, the team and the coaching staff? They did just see that made a concerted effort to get you the ball because they seen how much you were producing every time you got the ball? Was that part of the game plan, or was it just hey?
I think it was just to go with the flow and whoever's hot, just keep feeding them.
Yeah. Talk about you guys' defense a little bit. There's the front seven really has been giving a lot of the opposing teams issues. You guys are generating a lot of sacks. Can you just talk about the defense for how you guys have been playing defense for these first 3 games?
Yeah, like our first 3 D linemen, Jack Marks, Nick Sacco, and Tommy Velasca. I think they could be the 3 best in the league, just because I haven't seen really anyone that can really block them 3 at once. So that just really helps our defense a lot with getting pressure on the QB during pass plays.
And as a defensive back, how much easier is that for you when, you know, those guys could get to the quarterback and make him throw the ball quicker than he wants to? For a defensive back, how's that?
Really easy, because he doesn't have really time to make a good read, so he just, whenever he sees someone wide open or like quick throw, he just makes it, and it's usually a pick.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you guys got a big one coming up this week, Friday, against your rival Bishop Fenwick. I mean, what are some things that you guys have seen early on in watching film, or what the coaches have told you about them that you guys know you have to watch out for coming into this one?
I think watching film a lot in school, notice they like to go to the screenplay, so I think we're gonna have to keep that down low. So.
Yeah, definitely. Talk about your quarterback play. You and Ali seem to have a really good connection, you know, football and basketball. Can you talk to us how that connection has grown throughout the years?
I think it started when we were younger, like 6 years old. I've been playing football with him, so like every year it's just got like stronger. So we've been playing together for a while now. Yeah,
and is it sometimes out there, he knows if there's something out there, he makes an audible, or is it something like you guys just know that, oh, we got this player right here?
We talk about it a little bit, like before they play in the huddle. Like I'll give him a look and he'll just know.
Yeah. All right. Also, I mean, just talk to me when you was coming into this season. What were some things that you knew you wanted to do that you didn't get a chance to do your freshman and sophomore year? What are some of the things that you worked on and that you got better at?
Probably like running the ball a little bit more. Freshman year, I didn't play that much offense because we had a lot of seniors. And then last year, I mostly played receiver, so this year I wanted to be like more of a running back type player.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like they're using your skill sets more in the running and passing game this year?
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit more spread out, so I'm just like going all around the field, mixing up positions. So yeah.
Yeah. How far do you think this team can go? Because you know, it seems like every week you guys are definitely getting better at. You know, because you guys are scoring at every facet of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. Talk to me how much better you guys can get, because the season's still young, and I'm sure there's still a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we can work on, just like in practice every day. We notice a little couple mistakes, so we're trying to clean them up like every week. So I think it'll be a good year, though.
Yeah, you know, looking forward to this game, moving into if you guys do remain undefeated, because playoffs is like. It's not far away, but it's not close, but it's not far away either. So, yeah. You know, how are you guys trying to position yourself to make a good postseason run for it?
Yeah, so we're getting to like the middle part of the season. So like now we know like the first 2 or 3 games are like out of the way. So we have to start like dialing in during practice and can't have any distractions during the year. So.
Yeah, definitely. And what are some of the things that you're hoping to see from your team this coming Friday? What are some things?
Just everyone have a lot of energy. We all know what type of game this is. And I think 2 years ago there was a big argument about it. So I think everyone's just fired up for it.
Yeah, I heard it's a blackout too.
Yeah,
that's what I heard. And this is at Bishop Fenwick, correct?
Yes.
All right. Please let everybody know the time of the game.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at Bishop Fenwick. All right, lastly, plug in your social media for anybody that want to follow you. That's your camera right there.
Instagram is David_Brown Jr. and Twitter is David_Brown 2.
All right, there you guys have it. That is Dave Brown Jr. 9 touchdowns on the season. Had a 5-touchdown game. I think that might be the most so far this season. I don't know in the city. I don't know who has the most, but I think he's up there. Make sure you guys follow him. Make sure you guys check out the game Friday at Bishop Fenwick. They're looking to go 4-0 on this season, so go out and support St. Mary's football. And we are out here. You guys been watching Athletes Corner. Have a good one. All right, and we are back. St. Mary's it's a rivalry week for them. They're playing against Bishop Fenwick, and I think I'll be there because it's a blackout.
When's the game?
at Bishop Fenwick.
When?
This Friday, 7 o'clock.
I might roll.
Yeah, so it's going to be at 7 o'clock. They said all the St. Mary's student body is going to be there. You know, the other team's student body, so it's this is a highly anticipated game. So we'll see. You know, yeah, Antonio's son's on that team too, on Bishop Fenwick.
I didn't know he went to Fenwick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Nate's on there.
Yeah, that's what's I did not know he was at Fenwick. All right, Nate the Great, that's my guy.
Yeah. So this should be a good one. All right, some high school football updates. Oh, it's tough for my English. It's tough for my Bulldogs. It is. It's tough out here for my Bulldogs, man. They're 0-3 right now. It wasn't a good showing against Everett. Whew, man, but they're gonna look to bounce back on Friday. They're hosting Revere. It's senior night for them, so hopefully they get it together. Yeah. I don't know.
All right, well, you know, Matt, getting you an air hug, man.
Yeah.
Feel bad for you, brother. Wish I could help you, but you know, ain't my sport.
Trust it. Yeah, it's a process right now. Well, AC told me they got a lot of guys starting varsity for the first time.
Yeah, they're gonna be good. It's kind of like how he was with the girls basketball. Like it was a year, kind of like a 2-year process before we got the actual recruits in.
Yeah. Not
recruits, but you know, kids that actually wanted to play for us, who we knew was gonna be quality players.
They got some young guys though that should be good moving forward. I mean, Limbert's son. And
it takes like a year or two to change the culture in high school. So it's like kind of like those kids that were already there before you got there, they're kind of used to the nonsense. You kind of, if they're either gonna get down or lay down.
Yeah, plus
you know what I mean? So.
all the turnovers they had too. They had a lot of seniors go the past couple of years. A lot of highly producing seniors too. So you know, it's just a process for them, but they'll get it. They'll get it together. Lynn Classical, woo! They put a shellacking on Somerville, 53 points. Marquise Avery, he returned a kickoff for a touchdown late in the game. Kyle Durant, he had 3 touchdowns. Mohamed Dale, he had 2 touchdowns on the ground. Classical, man, they're tough. They're tough. I like watching them play.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. Smack Somerville around every time you play them.
Yeah, definitely. They are at Medford this week. This Friday, they're going to Medford, so they're looking to move to 3-1 on the season. Kemp Academy, I think they put up 50 points.
Okay.
I think against Georgetown, they shut them out. Their game got moved to tomorrow, so they'll be playing Whittier Tech tomorrow. They'll be looking to go 3-0 or 4-0, something like that. Yeah, 4-0 on the season. Kip's tough. They're putting up over 20. They had 29 points last week in the shutout, at 50 points this week. I saw them put up 47 points.
I'll be honest, I just like to see them Kip kids being good at something.
Yeah.
I just like to see them schools getting better sports-wise overall.
Yeah, definitely. Lynn Tech lost a tough one to Manchester Essex, 32-22. Yeah, I don't know where Manchester Essex is. It's like in the coast somewhere. Yeah, the coach was telling me where. So I'm like, I don't know. But
Tech be playing some people, bro.
But that game was actually Tech had chances to win that game. It was just they let it get away from them in the third quarter because they had a couple possessions. They just was going backwards, penalties after penalties after penalties, and then Manchester Essex had a kick return for a touchdown. They had another touchdown. They just did all their scoring in the third quarter. So And Tech also had a chance. They had a chance with an onside kick. It was like came this close to grabbing it, but hopefully they get their first win this Friday. That's it. Go to LCTV after the whistle for all the highlights. We got highlights of all these games. Also, updates with scores and all that stuff. You know, Lynn Classical girls beat Lynn English last night. So, there's a lot of stuff. All right, let's go to some post-game interviews. So, spoke to, this kid from Everett, this dude, Donovan Gaskins. I believe he's a senior. This is a big boy. This is a big boy.
Oh, yeah, I seen the interview.
Post-game interview. Check this out. All right, Donovan, man, you guys had a dominating performance today, offensively and defensively. Just tell me what you guys had going on. What was going on for you guys?
We just played as a team. That's all it. We just played as a team. That's all it is. We pursue everything. We just work together as a team, and look where we are.
Yeah, talk to me about the improvements that you've seen from your team from the first couple of games.
It's just more teamwork. First game we got a whole bunch of penalties. We've been working on that. Discipline. Just a whole bunch of work we've been putting in.
Yeah, I know you guys played a wild first game.
Yes.
Then the second game, you guys are settling in now. It seems like you guys are settling in a lot more now.
There's still a lot to get better on, but we're just improving as a team.
Yeah, What do you hope as you guys get as the season goes on? You know, as you guys move on to the next week, what are some of the things that you would like to do?
For everyone to improve and be better, just help each other win, get to the championship, and everything.
All right, man. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Donovan, for that. All right, here's another one. AJ Palazzola from Manchester Essex. My man had himself quite the game. He had a punt return for a touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and all that. Check this out. And then we're going to come back. Quick NFL, another NFL game we forgot before we wrap this thing up. So check this post-game interview out. All right, AJ, you guys got the big win today. You know, you had a good game yourself. Just talk about your team's performance today.
I mean, in the first half we were struggling to stop their run. They were bringing down the field, and the second half we were just making adjustments. And I think that's defense was what brought us, and we were making turnovers, and so turnovers and yeah.
Talk about you guys' defense, you know, because the first possession they had a really long drive on their very first possession in the first quarter, and then they had another drive, and then it seemed like after that you guys really settled down and kind of figured them out and kept them at bay.
Yeah, we switched up our defensive plan, and we were just going for the ball. We were pursuing, and we were attacking. So I think that was the biggest difference, and we weren't letting up. Once we got up on them, we didn't want to let anything go, and yeah.
Offensively, what did you like that you guys did after you posted some of the plays that you made out there?
I mean, offensively, everyone was doing their job. We were blocking. We were getting to the edge. And Brennan was finding our guys, and we had Henry Thurl made a big play down the sideline. It was one-handed catch, and that got us going. And after that, we just kept rolling.
Yep, that 25 points. They went up 16-7. You guys had 25 points. Just talk about that span that you guys scored those points. So I think you guys scored 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, I mean, once we turned the ball over for them, we just knew we had to score because they were going to be coming back. But when we stopped them again, we just kept scoring, and I think that was just what helped us the most. Yeah.
All right, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
All right, and we are back. We forgot to talk about the Packers late win over the 49ers Sunday night. My whole thing about this game is, what in the world was 49ers doing with 30-something seconds left? They knew Aaron Rodgers was looking for Devontae Adams, and they just let that man just run free, wide open, with nobody near him each time.
Oh, I know. I watched it.
Like, what kind of strategy is that? I don't get it.
Their game plan was already skewed when you got Jimmy G throwing the ball 40 times.
Jimmy
G. He's not even known for throwing the ball. Like, he went to the Super Bowl with only throwing 9 passes or something in the game? Yeah. So, if you, he's not used to doing that. And what's his name? Sherman or whatever? He only had 10 carries. I think Michelle too, or Michelle or somebody else.
He on the Rams.
He on the Rams.
But their running game is just everybody's been falling. Everybody's been dropping like flies in that. But Jimmy G, he had his turnovers were just like, bro, what are you doing? The interception, it was like, what? Then the fumble he had when he decided to throw it backwards, it was like, what are you doing out here,
This is why he has no business throwing the ball 40 times. In a couple of years, they knew that.
Man, this is why he might not be in the starting rotation. He might not be starting middle of the season. It might put in Trey Lance at some point because I was looking at this offense and how it was going. I'm just like, bro, what are you? It's like, y'all don't look good out there. And then the Packers, they're just so relying on Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams had 18 targets. The next highest was 4. So it's just like, man.
Right. And Rodgers just showing y'all he can do what he want all offseason. He's going to come to play.
Yeah. And all it took was that get-right game with Detroit. But, yeah, the 49ers, they pretty much, I swear at the end of this game, it was like both teams was trying to find a way to lose this game because it was just like dumb decisions after dumb decisions. And the 49ers actually would have won this game if Juszczyk just got tackled at the 1 and they could have ran the clock down because the Packers defense showed no signs of actually stopping them down there in the goal line. But, there's certain quarterbacks who just don't leave no type of time on the clock.
Yeah. you got to play the clock, end of the game situation. You got to just milk it as much as you can.
And they had 3 timeouts.
Oh, I know.
They had 3 timeouts.
And it's crazy when you hear these announcers talking crazy about the decisions they made. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, I don't understand what's going on these sidelines or what's going through these guys' head, but y'all got to get back to the essence of the game and understanding that strategy is very important in winning a football game.
Yeah, what he said. Let's go to high school football highlights. Check out these highlights, then we're going to come back, top 10 plays, and do our game picks. So check these highlights out.
That's part of
what happened to the love? Nobody want to see you eat. You say that I'm your dog, but want to keep me on a leash. Everybody go through but it ain't easy being me. I could have gave up years ago, but now I'm back up on my feet. Anxiety making my stomach hurt like it was lean. The fear of not making it turn that boy into a beast. I just want to be all I can be and do it with my team, just so we can reminisce back when this was just a dream. If it ain't beneficial, I can't kick it with you. It don't gotta be an issue, I still probably miss you. I'm just on a different time, we live in different lives. A couple haters showing love, but they just in disguise. Putting out that bad energy led to his demise. The universe gon' do its work, got bigger fish to fry. Any place I get inside, I know you feel my vibe. I was built for this so you cannot kill my high. We all in the same place, but I just can't relate. You do this shit for fun, but I ain't here to play. I'm here to stay, I called your bluff and now you feel away. Ironic you can't chase your dream when you sleep, so I'm still awake. Living this life is just like rolling dice. Taking a chance to get these bands, I'm working overtime. Making a killing, hell of a feeling when they know your rhymes. I get in my bag and never look back, cause we cannot go inside, for real. It ain't easy being me. Yeah, it ain't easy being me. I could've gave up years ago, but now I'm back up on my feet. It ain't easy being me. Yeah. It ain't easy being me, I could've gave up years ago, but now I'm back. I feel like there's no one left, even with these numbers in my phone. Either they don't fuck with me or I be too deep in my zone. I guess it wasn't meant to be, but all along I should've known. How could you put the blame on me when all I'm trying to do is grow? So I just mind my business. Getting to it, yeah, I'm finally winning. A gift from God, but I'm probably sinning, yeah, I'll admit it. I got some foolish ways, habits I can't do away. But I'm up early working like I'm doing 2 a days. I knew you dudes were lame, we can't fill these shoes the same. I heard that boy was talking down, I wish I knew his name. No forgive again, look at the world we living in. Came from the bottom, my water dirty like Michigan. You ain't heard no shit as real as this. I ain't really got...
All right, okay. NFL Top 10. Check out the top 10 plays. We're going to come back, game picks, and we are going to be done here. All right, and we are back. All right, week 4 game picks. Okay, last week Todd was 12-4 with his game picks, and I was 11-5 with my game picks.
I ain't gonna lie. I knew I did well. I could feel it in my bones, and I was so mad I didn't make a slip. Oh, I was sick. I'll make one this weekend.
Oh shit! Shoot, yeah. All right, Jaguars, Bengals. This is in Cincinnati. Thursday night football.
Bengals.
I will go with the Bengals. Washington and Atlanta.
Washington.
Going with Washington. I'm actually going to go on a limb and pick the Falcons because the Washington has not looked good. Neither has Atlanta, but whatever. Texans at Bills.
Bills.
Lions and Bears.
Lions.
You going with the Lions?
Yeah.
I have no idea who's going to be the Bears starter, so I got to go with the Lions. Panthers, Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Going with Cowboys, I will go with the Panthers. I'm going to go with the Panthers. Colts, Dolphins.
Both their quarterbacks injured, right?
No, yeah.
Colts.
I'm going to go Colts because they need a win.
Yeah.
Browns, Vikings.
Browns.
Vikings. Saints, Giants.
Saints.
Titans, Jets.
Titans.
Yeah, Titans. Chiefs, Eagles.
I think the Chiefs gonna figure it out this week.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs. Cardinals, Rams, both undefeated.
I'm going with the Rams, man.
Go with the Rams. I will go with Cardinals. Seahawks, 49ers in San Francisco.
I got Seahawks finally getting together.
I got 49ers. Seahawks going to stop 1-3. Ravens, Broncos in Denver.
Broncos.
I'm going with the Ravens. Steelers, Packers. Yeah.
Packers.
We don't go against the Pats here, so it's the Pats. Chargers, Raiders, Monday Night Football.
Oh, Raider, baby.
Raider Nation, the silver and gold. Let's go. All right. And
Silver and black.
Silver and black. I don't know why I said silver and gold. Oh, we got to get out of here. All right. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you catch us on Instagram, Facebook, all that. You know it. And shout out to the guy. I forget your name, but shout out to the guy that watches the show and enjoys what we do here. So shout out to him and
dope.
his wife. They're frequent watchers of the show.
Well, get his name so I can wear a shirt or something with their name on it.
I forgot. He was running on Saturday.
Well, thanks for the support, man. We definitely appreciate that.
Yes, sir. All right, you guys have a great one. Bye.